Namaskar. Yoga has a lot of connection between well-being of individuals who are practicing and also known for its curing aspects. So today we will discuss what yoga will give us for overall well-being. We have with us Dr. Rajiv Rajesh. He is Chief Yoga Officer with the Jindal Nature Cure Institution. So tell us, sir, what exactly the relation between yoga and the well-being of individual?
First, we should know what is the concept of yoga, and then it will be easy for people to understand that how it helps in the well-being. The science of yoga, which has there been since ages, is one of the richest heritages of India, and in the recent time, it has been accepted all over the world and is being recognized as a powerful alternative healthcare. In fact, the moment one listens the word yoga evokes two contrasting images in the mind. One is that of the physical posture, which we call as yogasana, and it is quite popular in the West. And second is that of a person sitting in a meditative pose and doing dhyan. Not so popular in the West, but in the eastern part of the world. Well, asana and meditation are not synonymous with yoga. There are certain techniques, if done correctly, can help one achieve the essence of yoga. I would like to quote Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo was a philosopher and a yogi and a guru as well. He has defined yoga as a journey toward self-perfection. Now, when he says journey toward self-perfection, it means that we human beings are imperfect. It's generally accepted that we are imperfect. And to be perfect is to be divine. Therefore, the effort that we make to move toward the perfection brings us closer to the divine. And then we say that man has crossed or transcended the limitation of human state and has achieved oneness with the divine. If you go by the meaning of yoga, it has been derived from the Sanskrit word yuj, and which means to unite. Now, from the spiritual point of view, this is the joining or the union of the individual consciousness, which has limited awareness now, with the higher consciousness, which has infinite awareness. Now, the individual consciousness is never separate from the higher consciousness. So I think when you do the practice of yoga, it helps you to realize that you are the part of the higher consciousness, which I would say is yoga. You said, what are the benefits? How it can create well-being? When you feel a kind of imbalance at the physical level, the organs and the muscles and the nerves, they no longer function in harmony. Therefore, at the physical level, the aim of yoga is to bring all organs and systems of the body into harmony, to perfect harmony, so that they function in oneness. Similarly, at the mental level, the aim of yoga is to smooth out all mental problems and bring peace and harmony and equilibrium in life. Thus, yoga is a method of tackling the mind and is, I would say, a process by which one can free the mind from its limitation and gain more knowledge, understanding, and wisdom.
How would you relate this curing methods like naturopathy and nature cure with yoga? Is there any close relation between these two concepts in human body?
Yes. When we talk about yoga and about naturopathy, these are the ancient science of health and healthy living. They are in fact the drugless system of healing, and it teaches one how to live a healthy life, what to eat, what our daily routine should be, and thus it helps a person in getting freedom from disease. If the yogic values, as well as the practices like the yogic kriya, which is the cleaning technique, the practice of asana, which are the physical postures, pranayama, which is the breathing technique, and meditation are adopted, then I can tell you that we can prevent many of the diseases of the modern time. You see, the main objective of yoga and naturopathy are to change the unhealthy living habits. And there is a concept, naturopathy and yoga believes that we fall ill only when we go against the laws of nature. So when you practice yoga and naturopathy, it teaches you to lead a healthy and positive lifestyle and in accordance with the laws of nature. Even the researchers have shown that naturopathy and yoga are very effective in the treatment of many of the modern time diseases like diabetes or asthma or high blood pressure or back pain or sinusitis or insomnia. So I think they are very, very important science. Dr. S.R. Jindal, first to realize the importance of these sciences, and he developed a comprehensive healthcare regimen by combining these two most powerful tools of the Indian system, naturopathy and yoga, that can address a host of acute as well as chronic medical conditions.
As you are saying, there is a big relation between drugless system and yoga. Can we understand that yoga can prevent health issues than curing health issues? How do we differentiate these two things?
Well, yoga is a science that prevents the diseases. It promotes the health. Not only yoga, even the naturopathy. Both these sciences work on this principle, See, we have a concept in yoga that when you follow the yogic lifestyle, which includes yama and niyama, then it can prevent a great problems of the modern times, There is a concept of cleanliness, Sauch, that is taught to us when we were students, not only in school, even in your home. Your mother might have taught you about the cleanliness concept, So that helps you to prevent and limit the spread of contagious and the infectious diseases. Similarly, yoga is an excellent tool to promote health. It can enrich not only the science of naturopathy, but also the science of modern medicine. The practice of yoga leads to efficient functioning of the body and the endocrine system. Rather, it creates a kind of balance in your nervous system that heals your body. So I see there is a strong connection. Even naturopathy also works on the same principle by detoxifying the body and establishing a kind of balance in your personality,
So, in a specific order, how do we see? Is nature cure is first or yoga is first? How do we put it?
See, you cannot really separate the two things. Both are very, very important, So, I was saying that people should try to understand that naturopathy with regimented lifestyle cleanses the accumulated toxins from the body, and the practice of yoga promotes the effectiveness of such treatments. The two in combination represents a unique regimen that enables one to lead a healthy life throughout, even at old age. So I think time has come when people should focus on yoga and naturopathy,
So, you have been into teaching this applied yogic sciences and other many projects and many areas of yoga-related things.
I was a lecturer in Bihar Yoga Bharati University, which is the first yoga university of India.
So, how do you see that the present day concepts, what you are just saying about obesity and diabetes, like these lifestyle diseases and other things, how effective they are with these conditions of the body?
Well, you see, yoga has always been science of spirituality, but since in order to practice spirituality, it is important that your body should be in healthy condition. You should not feel back pain or stress, We're talking about, say, obesity. You have to understand what is obesity, It's a condition where your BMI is higher than 30. Now, BMI is used to estimate body fat and help you to determine whether you are at healthy body weight for your size or not. Say, when you eat your food and you consume to run your body, even at rest, the body needs calorie to pump your heart or digest the food. If the calorie is not used, the body stores it as a fat. Now, there are other factors also, such as stress, anxiety, lack of sleep, which can lead to weight gain. Now, the problem is that obesity can lead to serious health issues such as heart disease, or it can create stroke, or it can create problems like type 2 diabetes, even reproductive problems, So, healthy diet, regular physical exercise, proper breathing practices, and stress management, they're very important for overall good health, Now, Surya Namaskar is a very, very important practice that we do in yoga, and it's an excellent practice to burn the calories. As you are carrying extra weight to move your body during the practice, where we have 12 steps, There are 8 poses, some are repeated twice, so there are 12 steps in the practice. So when you do the practice, you're exerting more energy to move your body during the practice, and this helps you to lose the weight. It was found that Kapalbhati significantly reduces waist circumference and hip circumference in the overweight people, Remember that exercise is very, very important because, when you exercise, it turns the white fat into the brown fat. White fat is something that stores the enormous amount of calorie in a small amount of space and provides energy in between your meals. The more white fat we get, the more health problem we develop. The brown fat does not store calorie for future use as an energy supply, but it is a fuel to burn off when it's activated. So I said that when you exercise, the white fat gets converted into the brown fat.
So the present day situation in the context of coronavirus, How yoga can help us to fight against coronavirus, because coronavirus is a very latest and modern condition of health which the world is facing right now. So how can we relate and understand the relation between boosting immunity and fighting corona?
One cannot avoid the stress totally in the life. Now, due to this coronavirus pandemic, we all find oneself in a situation of uncertainty. Social distancing has led to the feeling of isolation. I think no one can really do anything about this but to make their mind strong enough to deal with the situation. And here comes the role of yoga. Yoga, which is a mind-body practice, it combines physical poses, it combines the controlled breathing techniques and meditation, which helps one to develop a kind of balance in their life. When you do the practice of asana is the yogic postures, you're not just increasing the strength and flexibility of the body, but the main aim of doing the practice of asana is to develop a sense of ease and to create balance in your body, mind, and emotion. It says, Sthiram Sukham Asanam. Now, Sthiram means being stable, and Sukham means to be comfort. So, now, stability here refers to the state of body, and Sukham, Sukh, that is comfort, is experienced in the mind. So when we do the practice of asana, we create a kind of balance between the body and the mind, and which heals our body. Similarly, when we do the practice of pranayama, it is not just taking oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. The purpose of practicing pranayama, in fact, is to expand the life force which is flowing inside the subtle channels in the body. This improves your vitality, your strength, or your immune function. It controls your emotion, your thoughts, and makes you feel more energetic. Plus, I would say the resilience to hold up under pressure and meet the challenges. At the same time, meditation practice, I would say for 10 minutes, that will help one to be more mindful. So I see that yoga as a practice that brings you to experiential reality, where you come to know the ultimate nature of the existence, the way it is made. And this is a great way to manage and cope up with the stress in your life, whether it's coronavirus or any kind of stress,
Actually, what you said about alternative healthcare, now it is very clear how it has become a drugless system and as a alternative medical healthcare. Anyway, this season, this year, the International Yoga Day cannot be celebrated or observed at outdoors. So, do you have any plans to celebrate Yoga Day this time indoors or any virtual ideas?
You see, I have been into this field since my childhood, So, and we are definitely going to celebrate this. Well, we are doing some online classes. I mean, my institute is doing an online classes, and people can join that online classes, joining to the Facebook in the Jindal Nature Cure Institute, and we'll be doing at home as well, because this is the time to connect with your family member, The theme is yoga at home and yoga with family. You don't get time to interact with your wife, with your child, because you are in your office during the daytime, your daughter is in the college, your wife is busy with the kitchen work, So hardly you get time to interact, and especially when you know certain things, when you teach certain things, that gives you more satisfaction.
Exactly.
So this time, me, my wife, my daughter, we have planned to do yoga together in the house, and then we will also be teaching to the people through the online classes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajiv Rajesh. You said the yoga is an alternative healthcare system and a drugless system for as an answer for all problems, and especially during the COVID time, and to make our mind more strong to face the situation. Thank you so much for sharing your inputs with us. Thank you so much.